And joining me now to give us context, perspective, and insight is retired senior special Secret Service agent Greg Truin, who knows a little something about the job of protecting presidents. He was on the detail of several, putting his life on the line. He's now head of the Criminal Justice Department at Lakeland Community College. And Greg, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Sorry we're meeting under these conditions once again. Former President Trump, we were saying, had the highest level of Secret Service security, not only being a former president, but also the presumptive nominee. What does that mean exactly, the highest level of Secret Service security?
Well, he gets all the assets pretty much close to what the president gets. So, yeah, it's all bumped up, but it's just an increase in assets for protection.
Tell me about protocol now. As I said, you were on the detail of several presidents. What is the protocol, as we saw there, when a president or a candidate or someone who has Secret Service protection is shot?
Well, it all goes back to training. You know, you're going to react the way you were trained. That's what we learn in law enforcement, and that's what in the Secret Service, these are the kind of things that we practice for. So watching the video, you know, obviously we heard the gunshots, and then we heard, or we saw President Trump fall to the ground, and so you saw the immediate reaction. So that's what they're trained to do. So they covered him. They were assessing him on the ground. You could hear through the radio that they heard from their colleagues that the shooter had been down, the shooter's down, and they gave the clear sign, and that's when they picked him up to evacuate him.
The shooter was said to be out of what was described as the security, I guess, protocol area. The main security area. Again, what does that mean? Is that area checked out? How secure is that area?
So whenever we do a site advance for a visit, we're going to have 3 levels of security. We're going to have the inner perimeter, obviously, where the president and his detail are in close quarters. You have the middle perimeter, which are, again, there's agents and local law enforcement. And then you have the outer perimeter, again, agents and local law enforcement. And that's the outer perimeter is where the checkpoints will be, where the metal detectors, magnetometers. And then anything outside of that, you know, is that outer point. Doesn't mean we don't watch it. It's just that the outer perimeter will have the metal detectors, and anybody coming in any closer is going to have to go through the metal detectors.
We saw that picture. We've seen it several times now of those Secret Service agents surrounding the president right after he's shot. And we are reminded that Secret Service agents, their job is literally to take a bullet for the president. As someone who has been in that seat, in that position, who has had that duty, kind of take us through that mindset. What is that like? Again,
it's all about training. We've practiced that so many times that it's just ingrained in your head. The term they use is, you know, cover and evacuate. So you saw the immediate response of the agents. He went down to the ground and they were covering him then. Once they knew it was clear to move him, you saw that they were encircling him. They were covering him completely from 360 degrees. And then the cars are not far away, as you saw, and that's on purpose. And they covered and evacuated. That's what we're trained for.
Greg Truin, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Always.